What's up, everyone? Jeremy Gerard from Mythic Customs here with one of my short customizing tutorial videos. Today, I'm going to do a paint match video, and specifically, I'm going to do a paint match for the new Deluxe Barbarian Legion Builder. So these Deluxe Legion Builders are figures that are shipping now. Some fans are starting to get them who pre-ordered from Store Horseman. There are still shipments on the way, so those shipments are outgoing, and of course, those who placed pre-orders through retailers will get them shortly as well. But these are starting to show up, and I recently was working with one of these figures for a custom, and I realized that the armor was a little bit different than I expected. So if you follow my channel, I did a video a while back doing a paint match for the Bronze Dwarf Legion Builder. Now, that Bronze Dwarf, it's got like a dark, blackish, grayish, deep grayish type armor, but there's a little bit of a metallic sheen to it. So it's not just like a flat color, a flat black, nor is it just like a straight metallic. If you watch that video, which is on my channel, you'll actually see that I get that paint match by mixing two other paints. I mix black, I use Vallejo black, but then I mix it with this metallic tin from Craftsmart. So that's how I do that paint match. And at first, I thought that the armor on this Barbarian was going to match the Dwarf, and I was going to be able to do the same paint match. But once I got it in hand, I realized that it's a little bit different. There's a little bit of a warmth to this armor that is not present in the Dwarf itself. So I decided I was going to find a way to do it. Let me show you the paint match that I actually did. Okay, so this custom here, this is my custom Stone Clan orc that I posted not that long ago. And it uses the gray limbs from one of the new All-Stars 5+ Xenothon figures. This is one of the early releases that was available at PowerCon this past year. I wanted to take those gray limbs, but do something a little bit different with them. So I used some of the armor from that Deluxe Barbarian Legion Builder, specifically the loin, like the waist armor, and the leg armor. Now, the leg armor is really what I'm concerned with here. So let me show you what I'm talking about. What I did, if you look at the feet on this figure, the feet are actually the bare feet that came from one of the human hand and foot packs that were available with the Aether Wave. Now, what I did, those are a flesh color. What I did with that was I painted the top of the flesh with that kind of faded gray to match the different faded skin tones that are in the face. But the actual armored lip at the top of that foot, that was originally a silver. I wanted it to match that kind of dark armor color on the Barbarian. So when you look at this picture here, that rim that's right above the foot, kind of where the ankle plugs into, that's the part that I actually painted. And this is the paint match I had. So I've actually got the figure right here. And it's one of those things that once the paint dried, I was super impressed with the match. It looks identical. It's a really, really good match. So knowing how well this came out, how much I liked it, I said, you know what, let me shoot a video and show everyone. And it's very, very simple. If you've done my Bronze Dwarf paint match, it's almost the same thing. It just introduces one additional color. The additional color that I used, and again, there's a lot of different ways that you could probably achieve this same result, the same color. I'm showing you what has worked for me. I use this dark Carper from Craftsmart. So both of these Craftsmart metallic paints, these are what I call craft store paints. These both came from Michael's Crafts. That's where I got these. So what I'm going to do here is just like in that previous tutorial where I mixed some black and I mixed it in with that silver, I'm just going to add this into the mix. And what I'm going to do today is I actually have a Barbarian Legion Builder here. What I did was I took, ironically, a Bronze Dwarf Legion Builder helmet, and I'm going to match that to the armor that we have here. Now, the first step is I did base this out in black spray paint. That's something I tend to do just to give me a nice flat surface. I probably could have painted right on top of what was there, but for the sake of just wanting to start with that flat surface, I gave it that little coat of black there. So let me switch cams here. I'm going to bring this cam up. And I'm going to go solo layout right here so you can see what I'm doing. So I've got my paint tray in front of me. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of black. And I will tell you that the exact measurements that you use, they're going to be up to you. You know, you got to do some trial and error. A lot of times when I do paint matching, I mix the stuff, then I take the figure I'm matching and I put a little bit of paint on part of the figure, you know, like the back of the leg, and then I wipe it off. Back of the leg and then wipe it off to make sure that it looks really, really good. The wiping it off of this, it doesn't look good, obviously. So next, I'm going to shake up. I'm going to use that metallic tin. And I try to start with almost equal parts, maybe a little bit less on the metallics. Finally, I'm going to do a little bit of that dark copper. Here we go. So you can see right there, I've got all my paints. Grab my paintbrush. Again, I'm using my trusty Testors flat brush paints here. I'm going to mix this all up. You can see I'm literally just mixing this all up. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to dry brush this on because I've already got that flat coat of black. So really what I'm trying to do with this is if you look at the figure itself, the blackness of the base coat is really going to give me the dark color. The dry brushing is just going to put a very, very light coat of paint on top of that base, and it's going to give me that slight metallic sheen that I'm going for. It's not super, super metallic, but if you look at it, especially the way the light hits it, you see little specks of that metallic kind of tone. So I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to dry it off here. Again, we're dry brushing, so we're drying the brush off. And then I'm going to take that Barbarian, and again, right on the back of the leg, I'm just going to add a little bit of paint there. And it looks almost identical. I can't even see. So I know that I'm looking good. I'm now just going to dry brush this right on to this helmet. And don't be stingy. You know, get a little more paint here. Just want to make sure you get coverage on the whole thing. You know, the nice thing about this one is it's a larger area than the tops of those feet that I did. I had to have a little bit more precision with the tops of the feet because I didn't want to get the flesh of the feet itself. Now, obviously, one thing to realize with paint is they do tend to look sometimes a little bit different when they're wet versus when they are dry. This should dry pretty quickly because it is a very, very light coat of paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it and then I'm going to come back to it, not in this video. I'm going to end this video soon, but in real life, what I would do is I would paint it. I would wait, I would let it fully dry, give it an hour or so. It doesn't need that long, it's gonna dry quicker, but give it an hour or so, and then come back and look at it. Bring it out in the sunlight, get it in some natural light, see what it looks like, see how close your match is. I think that will help. Let me go back to this camera. Okay, so I'm back here now. Looking at this, it actually looks really, really good, and you're gonna have a hard time really seeing it in this camera, but I like the way it looks, and that's all it is. Literally 3 kinds of paint. My Vallejo black, and again, any black we'll use. I'm a Vallejo guy, so I like that. And then really the secret sauce here is my Craftsmart metallic tin, my Craftsmart metallic dark copper. Something similar to these would probably work fine as well. But if you got a Michaels near you, or you can order online, you can probably get those exact same colors, and you don't have to worry about, is this close enough? I think it works really well. You could see that my paint amount that I used was certainly not precision. I kind of just guessed. I put black, almost as much silver, and then a little bit less on the dark copper, and I got the end result. And again, it's got a little bit of warmth to it. It's not as you know, dark, I would say. It's similarly dark to the bronze dwarf, but that little bit of extra warmth matches it much, much better to this particular figure. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, these are going to be coming in soon. If you're looking to match the paints, if you are looking to do customs to match this armor, hopefully this will help you out. If you do enjoy videos like this one, please let me know by subscribing to the channel so you'll be notified when videos like this go live. Give the video a thumbs up. That's always helpful. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments so I can answer you. And until next time, I can't wait to see what you make.